Hello, welcome back to a new free live tutorial, and today's focus is going to be just yarn and all the facts and tips I can give you. Some very unique ones, surprising ones even, if you don't know about it. So I'm not saying you don't know any of these. I am saying that most of these could be very unknown for you, potentially very new to you. But I'm really excited to talk about yarn and some really important facts that can help you crochet better, right? I mean, of course, it will probably also help some knitters out there since it's generally yarn talking here. But I personally believe once you know a few of these information, it will help you crochet better, especially you feel like you're going to be smarter in the end. All right, so our first focus is going to be yarn, and then we're going to talk about the crochet club and how you can take your crochet skills to the next level, take your crochet journey beyond that you ever thought possible with a big community, extra support, and of course, ad-free patterns and plenty of extra perks. We're going to talk about the crochet club as well. And of course, we're going to give away prizes at the end. So make sure you stay till the end for the questions, for the prizes. And of course, you need to make sure that you're sharing, because if we get more than 100 viewers, then we're going to give away 3 prizes. So it's up to you. I already shared everywhere. Now it's your turn to share and tell everyone that we're here so that way they can join us. I'm really excited. We're already halfway there to our 100 viewer goal. So let's see if we can get to 100. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's talk about yarn. The first thing I want to talk about is something I don't need to show you because those are some really cool facts. And I have them in front of me here so that way I can remember it, because I don't have them all memorized either. So the very first thing is, I wonder if you knew this one. Did you know that yarn, the oldest yarn that was ever found, is more than 7,000 years old, and it was found in Switzerland? Did you know? Yes. So yarn is quite old, really old. So when it was first made, so yeah, over 7,000 years old. And I don't know where it is and which museum it is, if it still exists. I have no idea. I assume they found it in the glaciers or something like that. But yeah, over 7,000 years old, and it was found in Switzerland. The next thing is, did you know that, and that's kind of relates to knitting, but it is yarn related. Did you know that originally the yarn was for knitting? Yes, knitting is older than crocheting, if you didn't know. But did you know that originally knitting was created for men only? Yes. In fact, in Paris, let me check the year again, 1527, in Paris, women were banned from being able to knit or use yarn. Did you know? That is kind of mind-blowing. Am I right? Like, you can't even imagine that now, right? That like, oh my God, women were banned from knitting. I mean, remember, crocheting didn't exist until like 1900s. I think in 1900s, that's when crocheting was created. But yeah, knitting started first, and it started with men only. Okay, women were banned from it. Wow. I can't even imagine. Okay, this was, I guess, like a very luxurious hobby for men to do. Interesting. Okay, but crocheting was then created in Paris later, and crochet, the word crochet comes from hook, if you translate it from French, and it used to start out with fingers only. If you were here a couple days ago for the crochet tips, we talked about finger crochet. Yes, so crocheting started with fingers only. Hooks came a little later. They probably realized that it was cramping up their fingers, and I'm like, I don't know where to go. I need a tool. We have a tool for knitting. Why don't we have a tool for crocheting? So that's probably how that started. I assume. I don't know. I wasn't alive when that happened. But yeah, that's kind of a very, very interesting, which I had no idea. The question is, why were they banned? I have no idea, Gigi. I don't know why it was banned. I'm sure you can dig deep and figure it out somehow. I didn't dig deep enough in Google and see why it was banned. My feeling is that, considering it was 1527, it was very luxurious probably to have knitting needles and to have yarn. So I assume that the reason why it was banned, women didn't have a lot of rights during that time, right? And they had a lot of responsibilities during that time. You know what I mean, right? To take care of the household, taking care of the kids. They weren't working, etc., etc., right? At least most of them weren't. So, the men were doing the work and stuff, and they needed a hobby on the side. So I guess, when you do hard labor, you need to do something relaxing. So I guess it was that, I assume. Again, this is my theory. I have no idea. I wasn't alive during that time. So maybe down the road, I will do some Googling and figure that part out. But anyways, the other really fun fact, I have two more fun facts about yarn that might blow your mind. The biggest yarn ball that was ever created was over 21,000 pounds. 21,000 pounds. A huge, enormous yarn ball. I don't know what the goal was here. I assume a world record, but yeah, did you know that? I don't know where it was, but yeah, the biggest yarn ball was over 21,000 pounds. Mind-boggling. And the other cool fun fact, and this is for us crocheters, is did you know that crocheting burns more calories than knitting? I don't know how they figure that one out, but apparently that's how it is. So I'm glad I'm more of a crocheter than I'm a knitter. So I'm gonna burn more calories for crocheting, I guess. I'm very happy. I assume it's because of the movement. That's my feeling, is because knitting is more on a stationary side. Yes, you're moving things, but there's little movement. And crocheting, there's a lot more movement, right? So that's my feeling. Okay. Let's see. Tanya, are you from Germany? Let's see. Where am I here? Hello. So many people are here today. I'm so glad you guys are mind blown here. Tanya says, how times have changed. I remember in third grade in Germany, my class being divided by gender, and girls learned crochet, knitting, and needlepoint. Well, you're lucky, because I didn't get to learn that one, and I'm German, so I didn't get to learn knitting and crochet in school. We had, in elementary school, we had gardening, though. We did have that, and we had woodwork, but that was for everyone. We weren't split into genders. Yeah, we did have that. I did learn knitting from my grandma. She's still alive. I'm so happy. I'm so proud. Yeah, so I learned knitting from her, and then later on picked up crocheting. So yeah, I was a knitter first, actually. If you didn't know, I was. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so let me come back to the yarn and crochet. Crochet burns more calories than knitting does. Yay! Nana says, man, I should be skinny then. Maybe it's the tea. That's hilarious. Well, I guess if you can do some exercise in between, let's say a walking pad, you can increase your calorie burn. You can crochet and walk at the same time, right? I mean, just in case you have the balance. I'm not saying you have to. You can also do a stationary bicycle, the one that you can do when you're sitting down. That might work too. I don't know. There are some fun facts that you can try in between. Okay, so let's get into actually crocheting. Okay, so not crocheting, yarn, because I want to show you some really cool stuff. Okay, so first let's talk about Z versus S twisted yarn, and I have my little handy that's kind of hilarious that I said little, because it really is a little. So I have my ebook that I printed out, which is my 900 plus crochet tips ebook. here in front of me. So I'm going to show you some pictures of that. Let's see if it's going to focus on me. I'm going to zoom out a bit and let's see if it's going to, whoa, there's my mouse. I'm going to move my mousy mouse to the side. There we go. That's what I'm trying to show you. So let's see if it's going to focus. It doesn't like words so much. I'm going to put my hand here. Okay, so let's talk about S-twisted versus Z-twisted yarn. A lot of crocheters don't know this one. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you Z-twisted yarn. I wished I could. The reason for it is it's very, very hard to find. It used to be easier to find. Furls used to have Z-twisted yarn, and Lion Brand used to have it too, but they discontinued all of those, and I don't have any more Z-twisted yarn lying around. Otherwise I would have shown it to you. But really what it means is, if you look at your yarn, and I'm going to show you S-twisted yarn in a second, is, and a lot of people always, this is the first question I usually get, it's like, how do you tell? Does it say on the label? Well, let me say it slightly nicely. I'm going to say it very nicely. But if you're looking at the letters S and Z, I'm pretty sure you can figure out whether your yarn is S-twisted or Z-twisted. Because literally all you have to do is look at how it's spun. Okay, so if you look at the spun yarn in front of you, if you pick it up, which I'll show you the S-twisted in a second so you can see it, the S-twisted literally looks like an S, okay? So if you kind of look at the line here, this is why I have these pictures here, right? You can see it. If it's tilting towards the right, down, okay? So left top to right down, if you're looking at your yarn, okay? And it does that, then it's S-twisted yarn. If it goes from the top right to the bottom left, then it's Z-twisted yarn, okay? All you gotta do is look at it, okay? So sometimes you will see yarn that says yarn for crocheters, okay? Or crochet yarn, okay? That is typically Z-twisted yarn. If you see no labor at all, it's very likely, because more than 99.99999% of the time it is S-twisted yarn. So let me take a step back why that is the way it is. S-twisted yarn was created for knitters, okay? As I mentioned earlier, knitting is older than crocheting, okay? So it was actually originally created for knitting. So when you knit, you need the yarn to be, you know, knitted with the spinning, with the how it's spun. So you want to go with the twist. Does that make sense? So when you're knitting, you don't want to untwist it, because then it's going to split, right? So when you're knitting and you're taking the yarn with you with the knitting needle, then you're actually going with the spinning of the yarn. So you're going with the grain, I guess, if you want to say it that way. And it's going to be fine. Now, the unfortunate part is for crocheters, because of the way we crochet, and I'm going to focus on right-handed crocheters right now. Lefties, this is the exact opposite, by the way. Okay, whatever I'm saying is the exact opposite for lefties. So for righties, okay, what I'm all saying right now is for righties. So for right-handed crocheters, if you use S-twisted yarn, you have a higher chance of being of it like splitting up, and you go against the grain, or against the spun, or the spinning. What is the word called? Against the twist, I guess you want to say that, against the twist, right? So therefore you are actually opening up the twist, and therefore it's very likely to split. Now, not every yarn does that. It really depends on how spun it is, how tightly it's spun, right? So for right-handed crocheters, Z-twisted yarn is usually preferred, but because it's not very well known, it didn't sell very well. And you know how businesses work. When something doesn't sell, the business will discontinue that product. So because it wasn't spread wide enough and not enough people bought it, yeah, they got rid of it. So that's why you have an unfortunate time finding S-twisted yarn. Someone said Hobby has it. Hobby is from Europe, so if you're able to get it, good for you. For lefties, the entire thing is flip-flopped. Okay, so lefties actually love S-twisted yarn because of the way they are yarning over. It's actually going with the twist. So lefties actually have a benefit here. So if you're a lefty, you are benefiting from S-twisted yarn, okay? Just that you know. Let's see. Mirror Crafty has a question. Let me go back up here. Mirror Crafty says, would S-twisted yarn act like Z-twisted if you're lefted? Yes. Oh, I just answered that. Yes, correct. So it's pretty much flip-flopped. Correct. It's flip-flopped. Okay, so let me show you S-twisted yarn. I need to keep my hand here so that way you can see that. So S twisted yarn, I'm just picking up here my red yarn for a second. Okay, ooh, hold on, my stuff is sliding down for a second. There we go. Okay, so let me show you S twisted yarn. Okay, so if you're looking at the yarn, I'm going to try to zoom in a bit, but I don't know how far I can zoom. I probably shouldn't have picked red now that I'm thinking about this, because usually cameras, oh, it actually works well. So I'm going to put my hand here so you can see it a little bit better. Do you see the twist? Okay, I'm going to lay it down. Do you see the twist? You can feel free to pick up your own yarn, okay? Do you see how it's twisting from the left to the right down? Top left to right down. Do you see the twist? There's a line, a diagonal line. If the diagonal line is going from the top left to the bottom right in front of you, then it's S twisted yarn. And please do not say, oh, if you just turn the yarn around, it's Z twisted. Okay, I'm turning it around. Is it Z twisted now? No, because if you flip, oh, I have yarn in my mouth now. I'm sorry. There's yarn that flew in my face. I'm so sorry. Have you ever had that? Oh my gosh, it's in my mouth. No, I don't know where it went. Did I catch it now finally? Oh my gosh, I have yarn in my mouth. Oh my Lord, where did it come from? That's silly. Okay, anyways. See, the yarn is even surprised that I was saying that. Okay, anyways. If you flip an S upside down, is it a Z now? No. If you mirror it, that's different. But you can't mirror yarn, okay? You could flip it upside down, right? So it's always hilarious to me when someone says, oh, you just pull from the inside of the yarn, it's going to be better. No, it's not. It does not matter, because it doesn't matter if you flip it upside down or not. It's going to be an S. Do you see it? I flipped it upside down. It's still the diagonals from the top left to the bottom right. So S twisted yarn is what you're most likely going to see. However, we don't always just have S twisted yarn. I have a few other samples over here I want to show you. Okay, now I apologize that it looks a little bit messy, but I used some of the yarn. Okay, so we have this yarn, and some of you guys may know this yarn. Now, there's a lot of different types of yarns out there like this, and ignore the glitter. I'm not talking about the glitter. So now this is a tiny bit spun, but what it is not plied. Okay, there's no ply to it right here. Do you see it? This is called roving yarn. All they did is, it's pretty much unprocessed yarn, if you want to call it. And I'm not saying 100% unprocessed, because it is still processed. There's color in here, right? I'm saying it wasn't plied into many tiny pieces and then spun together. It wasn't, okay? They kept it in the way the yarn was made. You see that? It is literally, if you want to call it unprocessed yarn, that's how I like to call it. It's unprocessed yarn. You see it? It's a lot of fibers, all of them together, right? And they just spin it up again. This is actually, oh my goodness, I'm just seeing this. I didn't realize this. You guys see what I see? Oh my gosh. This is spun in a Z twist. Is everyone seeing this, or is it just me? I'm looking at it right now. It is spun in a Z twist. And it doesn't say it. This is what I'm talking about. Ooh, I just noticed something. Holy macaroni. Okay, are you guys seeing it too? There is a line. The diagonal line is going from the top right to the bottom left. You can see it with that little line there in between. Do you see that little dark line? It is a diagonal line from the top right to the bottom left. Oh my goodness. This roving yarn is Z-twisted. It is Z-twisted, you guys. I had no idea. And of course, it won't tell you. I promise you, it will never tell you. You have to look at the yarn, you guys. Please, always look. Fun surprise. I guess I do have Z-twisted yarn. I do. Oh, I'm so happy now. Okay, the other one I want to show you is this one, which might be a little bit hard to see on camera, okay? This one is corded yarn. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but this is corded yarn. So it's like, think of it like a miniature I-cord that it was knitted. Okay, a miniature I-cord that was knitted. This is 24/7 cotton yarn. Okay, just so you guys know this. But again, this, and it won't tell you this. You have to look at the yarn. Always look at the yarn. It's always funny when people tell me like, oh my goodness, why doesn't it say on the label? I believe you can see the yarn, which is right there. It's not hidden from you. And I feel like it's actually much better experience to explore the way your yarn is and the way it feels and the way it behaves, etc. Right? So again, this is corded yarn. Here's another way of corded yarn, just a little bit thicker. That might be easier to see. But this corded yarn, I don't know if you can tell that it's corded. Okay, let me see if I can hold it in a certain way. It is a very, very thin cord. When I say thin, I don't know. I'm trying to spread it here so you can see it. Do you see that? It's a cord. So it's like, think of it like thread that was used to make a cord. But the difference between this guy and this one is this one has polyfill on the inside. It has stuffing on the inside. If you ever take it apart, you will see that there's actually something on the inside. So this corded yarn right here has polyfill on the inside. This one does not. The dark blue does not. It's just a cord, okay? This corded yarn has something on the inside. So, by the way, they're both lime brand yarn. Both of these are lime brand yarn. I don't have the label for this right now. That's why I'm just showing you. I want to show you the different types of yarn, okay? So do me a favor from now on, whenever you are crocheting, I would love for you to take a look at your yarn. Actually explore it. Don't just go by the color and the feel, okay? Actually look, how is it spun? And is it spun, right? Or is it corded? You don't know. And that's really, really important. I would love for you to explore that a little bit more. Not a lot of crocheters think about that. Designers do. Because we have a reason why we use certain things. I want to show you some handy tools that you can easily purchase on Amazon and stuff. And if you don't know where to find it, you can just email me and I will get you guys a link. But I didn't want to bombard you guys with links right now. That wasn't the point of the video today. But if you want a link, absolutely want a link, send me a message or send me an email and I will get you the link, okay? But what I do want to show you is this one can be handy to figure out regarding gauge, have with you, you can put it on your project bag, etc. And it gives you some ideas of what to use when you have certain yarns, right? A lot of people always say, I don't know what hook size to use. Well, most of the yarn gives you a recommendation, okay? It gives you recommendation of what to use. Like this one's like 6 millimeter, okay? I personally wouldn't use 6 millimeter because for medium worsted yarn, I don't use 6 millimeter. I would probably use a 4.5 or 5 millimeter hook, right? But this one here gives you more of a range. Again, I'm more of a loose crocheter, so I usually go down. Whatever it's recommended, I go down. Like here, it says medium worsted Aran yarn, and this one says 5.5 and to 6.5, okay? Again, I don't use it. I typically go down. I go by whatever the DK says in this case. For worsted, I use DK numbers because I am a loose crocheter and I need to make sure my crochet projects are tight, right? So if that is the case, I go down in hook size. If you're a tight crocheter, you may want to go in the opposite direction. So yeah, I would highly recommend you check out what yarn what hook size you want to use. Typically you get used to it after a while and you can figure it out, or go whatever the pattern says. Julie says, I wonder if Mary Max's prism yarn is Z twisted yarn. I have it here. If you give me a second, I'll look. Hang on. This one is a very messy skein, so I apologize because I wasn't prepared for this. But I'm gonna look for it. Let me see. This is also Z twisted yarn. This is also Z. So I don't know if you can tell it. It's very hard to show on camera because it's thin, but I don't know if you can tell. It is Z twisted. Can you tell? Let me see. I'm trying to unspin it. Can you see it? You see it? It's Z twisted. So yes, Julie, this one is prism yarn. I apologize that it looks messy. This is the prism yarn she's talking about. Yes, it's also Z twisted yarn. Okay, so the reason I bring this one up, actually, the reason I bring both of these up is I want to tell you about something very important. And for those who were not here for the live crochet along, when we did the rose box, the one that you see behind me here, if you weren't here for that, I want to point something out right now on this picture right here, okay? Do you see how it says here worsted / Aran yarn, okay? I want to point out the fact that yarn, okay, that is medium worsted yarn is a range. Worsted yarn is the biggest range in terms of thickness, thinness of the yarn, however you want to call it. I know some people would just say it's the weight. weight is always so confusing in my head when I say that, because then we think we need to put it on a scale. No, I'm talking about the thickness and the thinness of the yarn, okay? Worsted is the broadest range. Okay, so if I want to show an example right now from the rose box, for those who weren't here, let me show you what I'm talking about on a little example, okay? So I'm going to take two of my little pralines. They were both made with worsted yarn. Both are made with worsted yarn, the exact same pattern, but one is bigger than the other. And the reason for it is because one of them is called light waisted. This one is light worsted yarn, so it's more on the thinner side of the worsted range, versus this one is on the thicker side of the worsted range, and that is typically known as Aran or heavy worsted yarn. So when you're working with worsted yarn, please be aware that there is a range, and you really want to look. You can't substitute them easily. A lot of people just say you can. Yes, if it's not a wearable, I would say yes. Pick any worsted yarn if it's not a wearable. But if it is a wearable, you're going to have to look a little closer, and you have to do some, gauge swatch, etc. The easiest way to figure out if one is light worsted or heavy worsted is by looking at the yardage. The higher the number on the yardage per 100 grams, the lighter it is. Okay, that means the thinner it is. There's a lot more yardage there in 100 grams. If the number is smaller, okay, so let's say 100 and something, let's say 169 or whatever, that might be more on the heavier side. But keep in mind, some of them have blends, so that might be heavier or light. This is a rough estimate. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect calculation. But the best way to do it is gauge swatches, of course. But I just want to show you the difference here. Okay, now let's talk about this. So right here, and this comes back to the exact same thing I just said. Now here it says, and I want you to pay attention to that. Look again what it says here, worsted and Aran. Look what it's done here. They split it up. Do you see? Aran is heavy worsted yarn. Worsted is split up. Do you see the numbers? It's different, okay? I would even say that worsted can even be 10, right? Do you see that here? And this is how it's spun. So when I say spinning, I should say wrapping. It's probably the better way to say it. So this is wraps per inch. So the idea is not tight. Loosely wrap it around 1 inch. How many wraps can you get in 1 inch? And that's how you know the weight of the yarn. So this one is supposed to be, I believe, worsted yarn. So I'm going to wrap it around. This down here is not very even. So I'm going to move this over. And let's see, how many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. Okay, so this is heavy worsted yarn, or also known as Aran. Do you see that? And if I would now pick the red one, this one, it'll be a little bit more. This is probably going to be 9. I have this feeling because this is related to this guy right here. So if I hold this down, okay, it's just you usually hold it on the back, and then loosely, hold on, I have a yarn barf over here. Yarn barfy barf. Okay, so let's do this again. So I'm going to loosely, not tightly, wrap it around, and see how many fit. Ooh, we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I almost would say 10 almost fits too. This is why I said I would even say 10 is also worsted. Okay, this is almost 10 almost fits too. So this is 9 to 10. So, and this is the, this is light worsted yarn. Okay, this is the Hirschner Supreme worsted yarn. It's more on the lighter side. Do you see the difference? I just want to show you the difference. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, there's some questions here. Whimsical Whips. Nikki, what is the red yarn? This one was Hirschner Supreme worsted yarn. That is what it is. Donna says, can you put the links to these keychains for us, Nikki? I don't have the links ready to go for you because there would be multiple links, which is why I said, can you guys email me if you guys want any of these tools? some of them might not be available anymore, but if there are, I will show it to you, okay? Or give it to you. Just email me. I didn't want to bombard you guys for links in the comments. Plus, I can get dinged if I put too many links in the comments, so I didn't want to do that. I may put the links later in the description, but for now, I highly recommend just email me, because that way I can give you the direct links and you don't have to worry about it, okay? Just email me. Was there another question? I think I answered everyone's question at this point, okay? Because I want to show you a couple more things. Okay, we're good. All right. So now the next thing I want to talk about is, well, I'm going to need to zoom out a bit here. Whee! Is that too much? No, it should be good. Let me put my hands here again, okay? Because it's not going to like letters. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is difference between wool and all kinds of other things, okay? And this is going to be more of a summary. I'm not going to read all of this. But animal fibers such as wool, alpaca, and there's also cashmere, mohair. There's other ones too. I only focused here on 4 of them. They are stretchy, okay? Stretchy yarn. They keep the temperature, so they're very insulating, right? So if you're wearing them and you want to be warm, it'll keep you warm, if that makes sense, right? But it's also breathable and it's stretchy. Did you know that wool can stretch up to 70% of its own fiber and then jump back to its original shape? Yes, wool can do that. Wool also has these little hooks on the scales, okay? If you ever zoom in, if you have a microscope and you look at wool and you look at one special fiber, just one fiber of the, or one ply, either way, of wool, you're going to notice that, think of it like hair, okay? Because what it really is, it's hair. You know what I mean? I mean, wool, alpaca, all of that is hair. It's coming from an animal. So that hair, just like our hair, has scales on it. So when you are using a tool, a felting tool like this, for example, you can felt wool or alpaca or whatever, and it'll stay that way. Now, you don't need to use a tool for this. You can also put it in a washing machine and a dryer a few times, but keep in mind, it'll shrink, okay? So that's just a couple facts on wool and alpaca, cashmere, mohair. I'm not going into too much detail here. I just want to give you the most important facts about yarn and some unique ones that you may have not heard. I'm wondering what you're learning today that you didn't know of, okay? Then the other thing is, and there is something called vegetable fibers, plant fibers, such as cotton. The most common known one is cotton. There's also linen and silk. They're also in that same category, okay? So cotton, on the one hand, if you compare it to wool, that one, well, it doesn't stretch very far, right? In fact, it is not stretchable at all. It stays the way it stays. So, which is why when you have cotton yarn, it's great to use as a washcloth. It's great to use as a bag, etc. The one thing that you do want to know about cotton is it's heavy. When I say heavy, I'm talking about the actual weight of it. It's typically very heavy, okay? So it like pulls down and like, oh my gosh, that's really heavy, right? So things that you make with cotton is not like very light. So if you make it for a bag, keep in mind that the entire bag will be very heavy. Okay. So what a lot of people do, if they want, for example, for garments, if they want the garments to not be too stretchy, you know what I'm talking about? When you wear a sweater and after a while you're like, why did the sweater get so big? Like, it used to fit me perfectly. Now it's so gigantic, right? And then your arms, like the sleeves, are super duper long. And that is because you probably just use 100% animal fibers, okay? So the best thing to do is use a blend. You get both. You get the perfect world, if you want to call it that way. Cotton is non-stretchy. Wool, for example, is stretchy. If you use a combination, if you use yarn that has both wool and cotton, you get both things. You get the breathable one. You get a little lighter. It's not heavy, right? But it also doesn't stretch too far. And it has the perfect drape, okay? For those who are not allergic to wool, I highly recommend for garments to use a wool cotton blend. In fact, Lime Branch just came out with a new one. It's called Cortino, I believe. If anyone wants a link, email me. I'll send it to you. I think it's called Cortino. It's from Two of Wands. It's the collab between Two of Wands and Lime Brand. It just came out with a new yarn, and it is a cotton wool blend. It's a DK yarn, but it looks amazing. Okay, so let's see. Nana says, Nikki, do you you don't have to take into account with tension too. Tension is always an issue when you crochet or knitting for anything, right? Now for cotton, yes, because it's not stretchy. So if your tension, if you're, the way you crochet or knit is very tight, your wrist is gonna hurt. So yes, tension is always an issue because it's related to gauge, right? How you crochet. So yes, that's kind of important. Now, do you have to worry about it stretching with cotton? No, not really, but it can be hard on your wrist because it's really heavy to crochet with, right? Anyways, was there another question from Nina? I'm just gonna look up real quick if there was another question. Janet says, I'm interested in a yarn measuring device. Please email me. I will show my email address later. Dee Dee says, I've never used a pack of how it is. I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe could you elaborate, Dee Dee? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Okay, and of course there's one more that I'm just going to bring up briefly here, and that is synthetic yarn, which a lot of you guys use probably, and that's the most common ones are acrylic, polyester, and nylon, and sometimes you see it also as a combination, such as cotton with nylon, great for your socks, right? Things like that. The reason why they are on the more inexpensive side is because you don't require a plant or an animal for that. All you do require is a machine to do it. However, it has to come from somewhere, and let's be clear, a lot of people don't know this. It comes from the minerals in our earth. Okay, it's comes from gas, the thing that you put into your car, obviously, processed a little bit differently. But if you want to sum it up in a different way, this yarn is plastic yarn. Let's be clear. That's exactly what it is, right? It comes from Earth, so technically it's natural, but it's highly processed by humans or machines, right? And you can dye it and make things easily. And because it's done by machines that are processing it, obviously it's more on the inexpensive side, and that's why it's very popular. Okay, let's see. Was there another question? I'm just going to check here for a second. What about cotton bamboo? Yes, that's also a great combination. I didn't mention it here, but bamboo is also there, right? Bamboo is a plant, so that belongs in the plant category. Yes, of course. Petroleum products, pretty much. That's exactly what it is. Yes. Let's see. I'm just going to check if there was another question I may have missed. I don't see it. I feel like there was another question, but I didn't see it. Okay. Anyways, so that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about. There's, of course, also other things like plarn. I just want to bring it up for just a second because some people know about this one. It is to cut actual plastic bags. I don't think you should do that anymore because they're pretty much, in California, they're non-existent anymore. You can't really find them anymore. They got rid of them. Boo, boo, boo. Anyways, so you can cut plastic bags and turn them into strips, and therefore you can turn them into yarn. So yes, you could use that as well, okay? So that's just a couple of things. I want to point out another point. Let me see if I have a picture here somewhere for this. Oh, yes, actually I don't have a picture, but I have some words. So this is also a really, really cool thing. It is a burn. You can burn your yarn. This is our last little topic I want to talk about with one more little tip at the end. And then we're going to transition into the crochet club, okay? So you can do a burn test and you can do a bleach test. I'm not going to go through all of it right now, but here's just a couple of examples. Synthetic fibers, plastic. As long as you remember that acrylic is plastic, you typically know that if you put some kind of flame on it, it'll melt. It will not likely burn, but it will melt and turn black. That's how you know it's going to be acrylic. Now, when do you need this? Is if you have yarn that doesn't have a label. Okay, if you need to know what it is. Now, it's not 100% accurate because you don't know if there's more things in it in terms of the blends, right? But it gives you at least an idea. So the other thing is protein fibers such as wool, animal fibers, right? They do not flare up. They self-distinguish, right? Just a couple of things. Cellulose fiber, which would be plant fibers, right? They burn quickly and the flame gets bigger, right? Cotton can burn, right? Makes sense. So we all know that it's kind of almost like common sense, right? It burns. Wool, on the other hand, that's why you sometimes see use wool to get rid of a flame, right? You just put it over and it self distinguishes. So there's just a couple of notes. There's a bleach test. I'm not going to go over that really quickly, but you can pause it and read it for a second if you need to. There's obviously more information in this ebook here, almost 300 pages, 900 crochet tips and tricks, which you can buy, by the way, on sale through the Crochet Club. So if you are going through the link up here in the Crochet Club link and you join us as a Crochet Club member, you can get this one on top of it if you wanted to. Okay. This book is also available separately without the Crochet Club on my website, and this is what it's called. It is more than 900 crochet tips and tricks with templates, over 100 videos. That is available on my website if you want to get it. It is very thick, okay? Almost 300 pages. All right, that is all I wanted to tell you. Actually, one more thing I want to tell you is if you worry about your yarn coming undone when you have a ball, an actual ball, okay? I'm not talking about a cake. I'm not talking about a skein or a hank. If you made a ball and you're worried about rolling away, okay, you're worried about coming undone, use some clips, okay, any clips, even hair clips, and put it onto your yarn, and typically it won't come undone then for storage purposes, okay? Just a little tip on this side. I hope you learned a lot right now. That's a lot of fun facts about yarn. Did you know some of these? I would love to know if this was brand new to you. I mean, I think you learned some really cool facts, especially the very beginning. Some of those facts were probably very unique and unusual for you. So let's talk about the Crochet Club for a second. Let's see, was there another question I may have missed? I'm just going to look really quickly if there was another question. Donna says machine or hand wash. What about drying? I'm not going to get into that right now. There's, of course, every label will tell you how to take care of the yarn. Highly recommend checking that out. Make sure you do. Always read the labels. A lot of people like to skip that part. I get it. It's like, oh, this was on the side. You do want to know about this one, okay? So yes, read the label so you know how to take care of it. Most of the time, it will tell you whether you can wash it, whether you can dry it, etc., etc. Obviously, little tip on the side in terms of blocking, there's something called wet blocking and steam blocking or dry blocking, either way. So wet blocking would be more for like wool, like animal fibers, and you want to use less friction. Don't scrub it, you will felt it, and lower on the temperature, okay? So not heat anything. If you use heat, then the wool's gonna felt up, okay? I'm using wool as an example. So that is something you would wash like gently by hand. Wool should be washed by hand gently in a lukewarm water with a little bit of soap, no scrubbing, and then you lay it out to dry, and that's how you block your project when it's wool. And then for anything like cotton or specifically acrylic yarn, like synthetic yarns, those ones you want to use steam blocking. That means you pin it down first and then you go over with a steamer. Don't touch it, you will burn it, or better, you will melt it, right? Especially if it's acrylic yarn. Remember, heat plus acrylic yarn, I'm using acrylic as an example, will melt. So don't touch it. Just hover over so that the steam will loosen up the fibers a little bit, and then it will block very nicely. Just a little tip on the side. Okay, so we have a lot of Donnas here today. Why do we have so many Donnas here today? Hello, all the Donnas. We have a lot of Donnas here today. Okay, so let's talk about the Crochet Club. So you learned a lot right now. And do you see the community here? I love how everyone showed up. I think at one point we had 79 people here. We're down to 60. Do you think we can get back to 100? Can we get to 100? I don't think we reached 100 today, unfortunately, but hopefully we can. If you still share, maybe we can. Let's talk about the Crochet Club for a second, because you probably noticed that doing a live tutorial the way I just did and teaching you a bunch of different things, there's a lot of things that happen all at the same time. You're part of this huge community, right? Everyone chitty-chatting at the same time. You don't feel like you're alone here. Am I right? Even though you're maybe sitting at home, potentially alone, right? But in your mind, you're part of the community, right? You're right now in the chat with everyone, even if you are more of a lurker. If you're not like someone who likes to comment, that doesn't mean you don't feel like you're part of the community. When you see everyone chitty chatting back and forth, you feel like you're part of it. Am I right? So it's okay if you don't, if you're more of an introvert, you don't want to chat, it's fine. Okay. We appreciate you being here regardless. Now, the other thing you probably noticed is this wasn't boring at all. It was very entertaining, right? It's live. You get to have questions. They're live, right? And that is really important. You get pattern slash stitch support or whatever kind of crochet support all at the same time. You saw there was a bunch of questions that came in while I was teaching. And guess what? I answered them right there then, right? And that is usually really, really important to me. And I assume that is important to you too. Can you imagine going away from a live tutorial and saying, I feel satisfied, I got my questions answered, right? It feels like an actual classroom, just a virtual way, right? So you feel like you're walking away with your answers that you came, right? You had your questions, you got them answered. You came as, you felt like you were part of a socializing event, right? Everyone was there at the same time. And I assume you had a good time. Am I right? So this is kind of the opposite of what you see here. Now, if you want more of these types of live tutorials where you don't crochet alone, you're part of the community, even though it's virtually, you have fun with videos, especially live videos, even if you watch it as a replay, right? You still feel like you're part of it. And you get pattern support instantly and even through email, then I believe the Crochet Club is for you because we have this going on all the time in the Crochet Club. I'm giving you here a sneak peek into the Crochet Club. So if you love that kind of feeling, and you can see it in the comments, look at Nana. Y'all are freaking awesome. I'll take any help. Look at this. I love how the community comes together. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Hi, Maria. Maria is here the first time. Hello. I'm so glad you learned a bunch. And thank you for staying, Maria. We're going to have some prizes at the end, so make sure you stay till the end. Then you're really going to have fun in the Crochet Club. I promise you. The Crochet Club is really the place to be. So this is something I like to show off. This is Diana. The reason I like to show Diana right here is because it's a really quick comment that tells you exactly what the Crochet Club is about, right? And I'm going to go into more details, of course. Diana says, I love being part of TCC, the Crochet Club. It's the abbreviation. Nikki is so patient and knowledgeable. The community is so supportive and fun. I mean, you can see it right here during the live. You can see it. I've been crocheting for almost 50 years and I still learn new things. TCC is the best club I have found. So if you want to feel that way at all times, then the Crochet Club is definitely for you because the community is here to support you. And it's only positive people. We're literally seeding everyone else out. Only the people who want to be positive join. I can promise you, whether you already are positive or you want to be positive, the Crochet Club is for you. We meet virtually twice a month on Zoom, but that's not all, okay? So we have Zoom chats twice a month, but on top of it, we also have live tutorials every single week. And those ones are very special because they are being decided by the community, meaning they get to put their input in terms of a stitch tutorial, a pattern request, etc. Ideas that are floating around. Oh, Nikki, I've seen this. I have no clue about this. Can you talk about this? Etc. etc. They're the ones that come up with the ideas, and then I will put it into a nice, appropriate schedule for you to learn exactly what you want to be taught. Okay, that's just really cool. So we have every single week, we have live tutorials. Every Tuesday, that will be tomorrow. So if you join before tomorrow, you can join the next live tutorial, okay, in the Crochet Club. So we have a next live tutorial tomorrow in TCC. And currently we're in a zone of journaling. This is our last journaling and crochet session. We have 3 in total. Tomorrow's our last one. And then we're going to go into crocheting again, stitch tutorials, etc. And then on Thursday, we have our Zoom chat. It's every second and fourth Thursday of the month, and they get to submit their pattern requests, and then we put it together into a poll. So this is how a poll looks like. This is one example of the poll. This one was back in October, and then this one right here is back in November. And then we're going to start a new one, so that way if we can do for January/February, they know exactly what to expect, what it's coming up. Super fun. And they're the ones deciding it. They give the inputs and then they're the ones that are voting on it. Can you imagine being part of a group where you get to be part of the decision making? You have a voice. Can you imagine? That's pretty cool, right? So, as I said, we meet twice a month on Zoom and 4 to 5 times via live tutorials. That is in total 6 to 7 virtual meetups every single month. You will not find another crochet community where that is happening. This is the place to be. Okay, so let me show you that in a different way where it shows you all the other perks of the Crochet Club as well. So these are the two I already talked about down here. You also get weekly emails, motivational emails, and what is new in the Crochet Club, and here's what the live tutorial is happening. Here's the Zoom chat link. Here are the new patterns added. Here's this, here's that. All of that is in the email. Every single week you get a motivational email. And I'm saying motivational emails. You get a quote, you get an interpretation of the quote that applies to your crochet life that will literally motivate you to keep going. It's really cool. And then we have, of course, patterns. That is the main meat of the Crochet Club besides the community. Is the over 600 ad-free crochet patterns, and I will show you kind of behind the curtains in a second so you can see it, but you can see some pictures up here, right? So it's laid out in a picture grid format per category, so that way you can tap and jump directly to the pattern ad-free. You can print it out if you wish. Most people don't, because most of the patterns besides the crochet alongs, all the other patterns have these checkoff boxes. I know it's kind of a little far in there, but they're checkoff boxes, so you can literally save your progress as you're going through the pattern. And then there's a save button on the bottom, and then let's say you're traveling or whatever, or you're on the go, you don't have to print it out. You can go back into, as long as you have internet, you have it right there and you can save your progress. It is pretty darn cool, right? And as I mentioned, you have pattern and tutorial requests that you can submit. You of course have the Facebook group, which again, you're not required to be part of the Facebook group. I highly recommend it because that's really where the community shines. But you can also have that community feeling during the live tutorials and the virtual meetups on Zoom. These ones are happening on a private YouTube link, and then the recordings are separately put on the server. And then these ones are the Zoom chats. They're not recorded, because sometimes private things are being shared. So they're not recorded, but they are there for you to really bond with the community. So you don't have to have Facebook, but I recommend it because you really will feel the community. On top of that, you also get special coupon codes, so you always get my ebooks on sale. The whole thing is the perfect package for crocheters. Am I right? Lisa said, I just renewed my annual membership this morning. Yay! I'm so excited. So happy for you. All right. So let me kind of show you behind the curtains for a second. So here's my iPad that literally shows you what happens if you join the Crochet Club. So this is what's going to be happening once you log in. Okay, so once you sign up for the Crochet Club, you get a login information. You log in, and this is what you're going to see. It's going to welcome you, and then you're going to have those two top lines up there. Highly recommend you pay attention to that, but I'll show you that in a second. Then you're going to scroll down, and then you're going to have this huge overview of all the different things that you can explore. The very first thing I highly recommend you check out is the tour of the Crochet Club, so you can see everything that is available to you. Nana's blaming me for her hand issues. Don't blame me. I'm just inspiring you to crochet. Okay, it's up to you how much you get done. Make sure you do some exercises and stuff, right? I mean, I think you have a dog, so maybe the dog can help you do some exercise by running around. Anyways, I'll take the fun though. Don't worry. I'll take it as a joke. Anyways, and then from here, you can join the Facebook group, of course, right? You also have a calendar for 2026. So you know exactly what's happening in the Crochet Club. So you're prepared. You're not going to miss anything. Okay. Then regarding the patterns, I'll show them in a second. You have to scroll down. That's the only one that's not clickable. Everything else is clickable here. If you missed previous live tutorials, something happened, you were sick or whatever, or you had an appointment or something like that, you can always go back here here and then like right there in the center. That one was requested by Claudia. Claudia's here. She requested that and said, can we have a list so I know what happened before and I can go back? So that's what happens now. Starting in 2026, we have that list. It may be small for now because 2026 just started, but it'll expand every single week, right? And then of course we have our weekly live tutorials. So if you need general information about that, you're going to tap here or the Zoom chat. It'll actually take you to the same information with the links, etc., that you need. This will be for the coupon codes for your ebook. So if you want to purchase an extra ebook, make sure you use the coupon code. It's a new one every single month, okay? Because, you know, we have people going in and out. And so the coupon code is only for TCC members. And then if you want to refer a friend, we already had a few of them that did that. You can get a thank you gift if you refer a certain amount of people to the Crochet Club. So it's a win-win for everyone, right? If you ever need to change your payment information, that's here, support. And then here's the button that I was referring to. So these are the two lines up there. If you tap there, it'll show you the search bar and you can change the font size, okay? So if you need it a little bit bigger. And then you have here all the categories of all the different patterns, over 600 patterns. I always like to go into the amigurumi section because those are cute. So here are some of the animals and non-animals amigurumi type of patterns that you can do, right? It's a long list. I'm just going to show you here some of them because I don't want to make you dizzy. But all you have to do at this point is then tap and then jump. Most of them come with video tutorials, not all of them, but if there ever is a request for one, you can ask that and then I can create it. So if there is no video available, we can always make it happen in the Crochet Club. But most of them do come with videos. In fact, I believe the owl actually comes with 2 video tutorials that are exclusive to the Crochet Club. This pattern actually exists outside of the Crochet Club, but not with the videos. So just that you know, it's pretty cool. And then the most important thing that I always recommend getting used to is something called breadcrumbs. It's that up here where it takes you back to the original spot. You can just tap to the Crochet Club and it'll jump you back. Okay, so if I tap there we go, and it'll jump you back right where you were, right? And then you can keep exploring. So that's kind of the behind the scenes in terms of what you get to see. However, the Crochet Club is on sale right now, so that means we have some really awesome goodies to give away. For those who join us as a new annual member of the Crochet Club, that means including those who upgrade, we have 3 levels: monthly, quarterly, and annual. All of them are on sale until the 21st, okay? All of them. But if you join us as a new annual, you're going to get a new one of these goodie boxes, okay? If you live in the US. If you outside of the US, you get a free ebook instead. Now, I have 38 different ebooks. There's plenty to pick from, and most of them have actually a higher value than the gift box. So don't think you're missing out if you're an international annual member. Don't worry, you still get a huge value out of this, okay? So this is what's in the boxes, though, if you join us as a new annual member. So not all of it, though. It's going to be, you know, it's a mystery box. Let's keep that in mind, right? So you're going to see there's a pouch right there and there's a drawstring back. It's going to be one or the other. I'm actually starting to run low on the pouches because so many people already joined. I'm starting to run low on them. So I'm going to transition into the drawstring bag soon. I have a bunch of those. So don't worry, everyone who's within the 80, I have 80 boxes in total. So we're going to make it happen. Everyone gets something, okay? For everything else, I have plenty of. And then we're also off yarn. So it'll be either 1, 2, or 3 different skeins of yarn. It depends on the weight. I literally have to weigh it. I can't go over 16 ounces. So I kind of weigh it and make sure that everything is matchy-matchy. And then we have a cute little notepad right there that comes with a custom pen. It comes with some sticky notes and stuff. It's great if you do some journaling. This would be great for the Crochet Club if you want to do a TCC journal like we talked about in the Crochet Club. There's also a hook in there. That's a mystery size. You don't know what you're going to get. A pair of scissors, different colors. You don't know what you're getting. The same is true on the colors for the tapestry needle, which is bent. There's also stitch marker. And then we have some stickers. You either get a sticker sheet or a bunch of separate stickers. So it's truly a mystery box. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. Okay, Claudia, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Until the 21st. So the earlier the better, Claudia. Yes, I am still accepting it. So just send me an email as soon as you have it done and I will show it to you. Speaking of that, Claudia was talking about reviews. Okay, so let me show you some reviews. So I'm going to show you one of them today. And this one is from Leah. So let me, no, actually, I want to do Leah. I wanted to do a Leah another day. We're going to do Kelly today because she's very loud and I love that. Okay, because you can hear her very nicely. So let's do Kelly today because I have a list here. So let's do Kelly today so you can hear what Kelly has to say about the Crochet Club because I really truly want you to know what members think about the Crochet Club because I can talk all day. And you're like, oh, Nikki can just make it up. No, I'm not making it up. I'm truly not. So here's what Kelly has to say. I'm going to try to be quiet. I'm just going to make faces, okay? Okay, here we go. So this would be...
Hello, Kelly from Tennessee. I started my crochet journey September 2024 and joined TCC in November after the mystery crochet along with Nikki's homemade crafts for the ornaments in October. I've enjoyed TCC, the meetups, the Zoom chats, the new stitches that don't think I would have ever learned if I hadn't have joined TCC. Her mystery cows, her live cows, Nikki's homemade crafts has really changed my crochet journey. And I don't think I would be here without Nikki's homemade crafts, and TCC. Thank you, Nikki.
Yay! I love hearing that. I really truly love that. We have a bunch of these videos, so I'm going to show you one per day, so that way I'm not overwhelming you at all. But it's pretty amazing. I mean, I have a bunch of reviews even in a written format, but I love showing off a video where a TCC member truly says what they believe is true in the Crochet Club. So if you feel like this is something for you, I'd love for you to join us. Let me show you the price breakdown in terms of the 30% off. So this is how it's going to look like once you apply that coupon code. Do you see that coupon code up there? Make sure you know that one. That is the coupon code. It is valid until the 21st of January 2026. With that link, I'm going to see if I can put that link in the comments. I think it's been too long, so let me grab it again. I need to copy it again so I can put it into the comments. As I said, I can't overdo it on the comments, but in terms of links, but I'm going to put one of them in there. So it'll show you both on Facebook and YouTube, the link right there. So use it if you want to join us as a Crochet Club member. We're not going to judge you. Whether you join us as a monthly, quarterly, or annual, you will get all the same. The only difference is if for the annuals, if you join us until the 21st, the annual was either get, if you're in the US, and it's before the 80 boxes run out, you're going to get a box, okay? One of the goodie boxes. We already shipped about 30. A little over 30 boxes are already shipped, okay? We only have until Wednesday, so be aware of that, okay? Sometimes on the last day, there's a huge swoop coming in, and who knows if we're going to run out, okay? I mean, when I checked 30, that was last night. I haven't counted this morning yet. We might be about 40 at this point. But anyways, so the annuals will get a goodie box if they live in the US or an ebook of their choice. I have 38 different ebooks if they're international. For monthly and quarterly, they will get the discount code. However, if you break it down, you will notice that the annuals for that first 12 months, if you divide it by 12, just to compare to the monthly, the annual is about $8.69 per month versus the monthly is $13.30. Now, I'm not going to judge you if you are joining us as a monthly member or a quarterly member because some crocheters like to just check in first and check it out and then later upgrade. That's totally fine too. You do what's best for you. There's no judgment here. This is judgment-free zone. You work with whatever level works best for you, okay? So this one is really made for anyone, so you get to decide what level is best for you. Most crocheters join us as an annual because they save more money in the long run. They can put their one date in and know exactly when their renewal is coming through. Tanya, super excited for our boxes. Yes. Do you ever give renewals a discount? I currently don't, but the reason I don't is because I'm giving you additional discounts on ebooks. So it's kind of going to make up for that. Does that make sense? I'm giving a lot away. On top of it, if you refer friends to the Crochet Club, you also get gifts. So it all balances out in the end. Okay, so it's a really good deal to join us during a big sale like this. And plus, as I said, I give away gifts all the time, including right now as annuals. They get a gift. So just think about that. It's pretty darn cool. Let's see. Donna says, I started following Nikki with our mystery crochet along over a year ago, then finally joined TCC last year, and I love it. Look how many exclamation points. I never felt judged by anyone the whole time. I just did the crochet alongs. Great group. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's truly amazing to be part of this crochet community because it really is super fun and it will take you to the next level in terms of your crochet, in terms of your socialization. The amount of people that created or get together and have crochet besties now is amazing. Seriously amazing. We have all of these patterns for you. Seriously, this is just a fraction of all the patterns you have available to you. Let's see. Miranda. Hi, Miranda. Miranda's brand new in TCC. She joined this morning. I saw you, girl. I'm so happy. Look, she says, hi, hello, everybody. I joined as a new annual member a little bit ago. Yes, this morning I saw it. I am brand new to crocheting and very much looking forward to joining. Thank you, Rachel, for your referral. Yes, Rachel referred her. Rachel actually referred two people. So thank you for that. That means we have our referral system. So if you refer 3 friends, you get a gift box for free. Or if you're international, it would be an ebook, right? But same idea. So super duper cool. And look, we have also Maxine. She says TCC is well worth the price. I've been a member since August 2024. My crocheting has improved. Love the support of the group. Nikki answers your questions quickly. You learned so much. So if you're still hesitating, here's what I'm showing you. All these reviews, all these people are literally, I look in the comments, you see it. I'm not making them do this, okay? They get to decide on their own to put a comment there. So I love all the things that are happening in the Crochet Club, and this is what you get in the Crochet Club. A lot of cool things. Am I right? Okay, so now that we talked about the Crochet Club, I believe it's time for some prizes. I usually look, if we're reaching about an hour, it's time to do some prizes. Okay, so let's do that. I have my cute little price box thingies that I like to show off. Prizes! Okay, so let's do this. So we didn't reach 100, but it's okay. We still have some live tutorials coming your way. So today is Monday right there. That means we have 2 more live tutorials coming your way. 2 more! Okay, so tomorrow it'll be 2 p.m. Pacific time. Because at 12, we have TCC, right? We have our TCC live. So actually I have 2 lives tomorrow. So for those in the Crochet Club, you could join for both of them if you like, okay? So yeah, I have 2 lives today, tomorrow. So it'll be fun. I'm going to teach twice tomorrow. So we have at 12 p.m. It's the TCC exclusive one, the private one. So if you're in the Crochet Club, you get to have that one. Everyone else gets to be part of the other one with prices at 2 p.m. Pacific time. This is West Coast time. And then Wednesday's the last day, 12 p.m. Pacific time. On both of these, I'm going to teach you something, okay? And then we'll talk about the Crochet Club and we'll give away prices again. Just like today, but a different teaching, okay? Meaning every day is a different mystery that I'm going to tell you about. So you might want to think about joining us this time around. Okay, so and I keep it a mystery. Even if I have a pattern, I might not show it on the thumbnail. I might just, surprise you with something. Because I've noticed that if I put the picture right there, some of you guys just not click. But if I just put the words, I noticed you guys are going to join. I'm like, I want to see what it's going to look like because I want you to win prizes. It's not about me just having you join. No, I want to give away prizes. So make sure you join us. Okay, so let's do some prizes. Ooh, was there a question? Who's done TCC the longest? I'm curious. I don't know, but I do actually. I know Glenda is, or I don't know if Glenda is here today, but Glenda's been around since 2019. TCC has existed since 2019, exactly end of May of 2019. And a lot of people, the founding members, are still around. So Glenda's one of them. She's in TCC and she's very active. So if you see her around, she's one of the ones that are still here, like one of the longest ones. She's been there since the beginning. So yes, some of them have been here around for 6-7 years almost. Yeah, in May it's 7 years. Wow, TCC is getting, wow, we're in elementary school now. Okay, it's time for prizes now. Let me show you first the prizes that you have a chance to win. Okay, so you have a chance to win a free ebook of your choice. Again, I have 38 different ebooks. 10, 15, or $20 off an ebook, so like a discount. You also have 10, 20, or $30 Ravelry coupon code you have a chance to win, or 5 or 10 PDF patterns of your choice, or one of the yarn goodie boxes. If you're in the US, if you land on it and you're not in the US, you get an ebook instead. Okay, so a lot of really fun prizes. So are you guys ready for question number one? Ready? Are your fingers warm? Okay, here we go. Question number one. Name one of your favorite yarn tips / facts that you learned in the beginning of this video. So I taught you a bunch. I didn't give you a number on purpose because I knew I would give you a lot of facts and a lot of tips. I wanted to give you as much as possible about yarn and surprise you. That was kind of my goal. So if you remember at least one of them, tell me which one. Tell me which one. Name your favorite yarn tip / fact that I taught you in the beginning of this video. Beth said, what time would that be for CMT? I don't know what CMT is. I feel like that's a combination of, I don't know. I think the best thing to do for you, Beth, is to use a free time zone calculator to figure out the different times. So for those who are in a different time zone than the West Coast time, think of West Coast like LA time, you can calculate it. There's free Google converters, time zone converters, so you know exactly what it is for you. Okay, so let's see what you guys remembered. Gas says she joined TCC in November of 2025. Yes, I'm so glad. I hope you're having fun, the Crochet Club. I need to take a sip of water. My throat's getting dry. Okay, looks like a lot of you guys remember a lot. Most of you guys remember the very first thing. Woo! I like to hear that. Okay, so now that you guys all answered, I'm going to remove this and let's find our winner. It's going to be a random winner. Okay, so make sure you only answer one time per question. And if you recently won within the last month or two, don't answer. Okay, I didn't mention that, but I'm saying it now. Okay, here we go. Is my mouse in the right position? Yep. Okay, let's scroll. And let's see who's our winner. Oh, my nose is tickly. Let's go back. Let's see. I need to scroll, and then I'm going to stop right. How about I'm going to stop right here? We have Manon. Hopefully I said that right. SNZ Twisted Yarn. That looks like a theme. A lot of people remember that one. Yay! Manon. Okay, let's see what you won. Okay, the spinny wheel will decide for you / me. Either way. Okay, let's see what you won, Manon. It looks like, where is it? There we go, $10 Ravi coupon code. Woohoo! And I will show my email address after the winners are done, so that way everyone can email me whether they want a link or the winners. Okay, so just stay here. Don't run away just yet, because I have some instructions for you, especially for my winners. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Are you guys ready? Question number 2. Okay, remember, we have more questions coming your way in the next few days. So come back in the next few days if you want to have another chance to win prizes and learn something new. Okay, question number 2. Name the 3 levels someone can join TCC. Name the 3 levels. They all get the same, but there's different levels, and it's more like payment levels, if that makes sense, okay? That you can join the Crochet Club. Let's see what you remember. Let's see what you remember. My hands are doing funny things. I don't know why. I don't know what to do with my hands. Typey. Okay, name 3 levels someone can join the Crochet Club with. So they have to pick one of them. Whatever works best for them, you guys have to decide if you want to join us as a Crochet Club member. So let's see if you remember. Put everything in one comment, please. Do not split it up, because when I do a random draw, I have to click. And whatever is displayed is going to be, it needs to be the right answer. I always double check that it's the right answer. And if it's not, then I have to pick the next person. I'm just going to pick the next person down if it ever happens, okay? I'm just going to pick the one right below it, so that way there's not going to be issues. All right, looks like most of you guys do know the answer. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to remove this and let's find our winner. Here we go. Okay, mouse in the right position. Yep. Okay, scrolly, scrolly, scroll, and let's see who wins. I'm gonna stop right here. We have whimsical whips. I think I don't know how to pronounce it. Annual monthly quarterly. Yay! That is correct. Those are the 3 different levels that you can join us with. Okay, so let's see what you won. Whimsical won. I don't know what your name is, but I'm just gonna go with that. I assume you want to be private, and that's totally fine. Okay, it looks like a $20 Harvey coupon code. Yay! Congratulations. I am so happy for you. Okay, so let's remember one thing. Okay, I'm going to pop up 2 things here at the same time, hopefully at the same time. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, first of all, we're going to go live again in the next 2 days. So make sure that's in your calendar, okay? 2 p.m. Pacific time is tomorrow. That will be 3 p.m. Mountain time. 4 p.m. Central Time, and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're any other time zone, please calculate accordingly. It's very easy to convert in America. Someone who lives in America, you guys should know the conversion between the time zones. Please know that one. On Wednesday, it'll be 12 p.m. like today, okay? Just that you know. But I would love to see you back here. I'm going to teach you something free. We're going to talk about the Crochet Club and give away prizes again. For those who won, please email me. It's either Nicole or support at nickishomemade.crafts.com. If you ideally you want to show a screenshot of you winning, also put in a subject line, winner of the price and the date. Please put the date in the subject line because I need to confirm you are truly the winner. Some crocheters like to take their time to email me, which is fine, but you need to put the date in so I can confirm that you are the winner, okay? And ideally put a screenshot. That makes it even easier, and then I can get you your price. So please email me. For those who want some links from the things I talked about in the beginning of the video, this is also your email address. Email me, please, and tell your crochet besties to join us for tomorrow's and Wednesday's live, okay? We're going to have so much fun. For those who want to join us in their crochet club, I would love to see you there. If you join us as a new annual member, you're going to get one of these goodie boxes if you live in the US, okay? Remember, it's a mystery box. You're not getting everything on the screen, but it's going to be a variety of things that you see right here. It's going to be so much fun to receive one of these really fun gift boxes. Remember, it's a one-time only gift box for annual members that join us before the 21st. So 21st is the last day, okay? So join us. It's 30% off. For those who join us as new annual, they get one of the goodie boxes. Or if you're international, you get a free ebook instead. You can join us as a monthly, quarterly, or annual member. Everyone gets 30% off. And this is what you get in the Crochet Club. A lot of fun. First of all, you get 6 to 7 virtual meetups every single month. You get over 600 ad-free patterns, a very nice, easy layout. You can find everything easily, a really positive, supportive community. You get to have a voice. You get to submit patterns and stitches. You get to request things. That's pretty cool. You get motivational emails. You always get ebooks on sale. It's a win-win overall. There is so much fun happening in the Crochet Club. You sure want to at least try it out. You're going to see how it will change your life. As you've seen many of the comments and the videos I've been showing you guys, there's a lot happening in the Crochet Club. You sure don't want to miss that out. I sure hope I will see you back here tomorrow for our next live tutorial. Until then, come join us in the Crochet Club. I would love to see you there. Until then, bye-bye.